What's up, guys? I'm your host, Radlers, and today you're watching another episode of Monty TV, and we have this beautiful 1995 E36 M3 behind us, where we're going to be doing a ton of modifications to it. Kind of starting here in the front, we're going to have a VF supercharger kit for the car, not pictured here. We're rebuilding the whole cooling system, Mishimoto radiator, Vanos is getting rebuilt, oil pan, rod bearings, manual swap. We got a one-piece drive shaft, which should be a nice upgrade. Solid subframe bushings, diff bushings, monoballs, complete for the whole car, all new suspension components, control arms, tie rods, you name it. Just a ton of stuff, guys. Ton of gaskets and fluids and everything to basically rebuild this car completely. So make sure to stay tuned. Hit the like button down below, subscribe, and tell us what you want to see next. We're going to be doing more builds after this. So the car that we see the most down below is probably the car that we're going to build next. So make sure to comment what you want to see. What's up? I'm going to give you a quick rundown of everything that we've done so far to remove this rear subframe. So first things first, you saw us remove the exhaust. I also drained the diff because we're going to be resealing that. Once the exhaust came off, there's some heat shielding that covers the drive shaft that runs the span of the car. So we've pulled that. Once that comes off, we remove the drive shaft. You can see the flex disc here and the differential here. So it's all ready from that standpoint. We've gone ahead and removed the e-brake cables. To do that, you have to take apart the parking brakes and remove all the calipers and whatnot. We've taken off our calipers and capped our brake lines. Some other things we've done is disconnected our ABS sensors, both sides, and left them hanging, as well as our brake sensor, brake wear sensor. And back here in the back, I don't know if you can see that little connector right here. We have a speed sensor on the back of the differential. That's been disconnected. The shocks have been disconnected from the spindle, and we've also already disconnected the trailing arm pocket. So that's pretty much the gist of everything that you need to do. Right now we're going to go ahead and pull the subframe down. You just got 4 17mm bolts holding it on, and it's pretty easy. We're going to use this table right here, and we're going to lower the car down at the table. And we're going to probably loosen the 4 bolts before we start lowering the car down. And then once we get down to the table level, we'll zap them out completely and kind of let it fall onto the table. And then from there, we're going to take it out of the car and start replacing these trailing arm bushings and the diff bushings and the subframe bushings. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so as you saw, we were burning the bushings to get the centerpiece out. Once we get the centerpiece out, I like to use like a flathead screwdriver and crush the casing, the outer casing, which then allows the bushing to fall out. So you can kind of see they slide in and fall right out pretty much for the most part. But if you look down in here, you can see there's no bushings in here. So we'll go ahead and get these all cleaned up. We'll actually shoot them with a little bit of black spray paint to make sure they're protected. And then we'll go ahead and put our new solid subframe bushings in. It's getting a little wet and late, so we're probably gonna take a break tonight, but tomorrow we'll start working on these diff bushings. We'll go ahead and drop the diff out of the subframe and remove the axles and start tearing apart the control arms and whatnot to do those bushings as well. So yeah, stay tuned. We got a lot more to do to this. It's gonna look a whole lot better when we're done, and it's gonna be way stiffer and way more rigid and stay laterally located, and it's gonna be fun for when you go to drive it. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll get some more footage of this soon.